Hi, welcome to Business Time. I am Melisha. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do so. Also, remember to like and share. Today, we will be looking at question 3 for the Principles of Business, January 2022, paper 2, past paper. Now, the first question, 3A1, says define the term public relations. Can you come up with the definition for public relations? Take a few seconds to think about it. All right, let's look at a possible answer for this, and it's 2 marks. It says this is the management of information to ensure that whatever information is out there in the public about the business is favorable. It is to promote and protect the image and brand of the business. So the public relations team is there to ensure that the business is painted in a very good light in the public, good to its community, always giving back. It's such a lovely company. So the public relations team, their aim is to make sure that anything information that's circulating out there in the public is one that is good. All right, let's look at the second question. Identify 2 types of public relations activities that are popular in the Caribbean. 2 types of public relations activities that are popular in the Caribbean. Can you think of any? All right, let's look at some possible answers. And take note, this is 2 marks, so it's 1 mark for each type. So public relations activities could be things like the business sponsoring sports teams, offer special awards to organizations or individuals who have served in the community. Like, for example, Sagicor gives award to community heroes. These are persons who have their charitable organizations and they give back to the community. Other things are like doing some form of charitable work themselves, right? All right, so let's move to 3B. 3B says outline 2 ways in which the public relations activities of a firm could benefit communities. Take a few seconds to think about it. All right, so let's look at 2 possible ways. And take note, to outline 1 way, it's 2 marks each. So you're going to state that way and you're going to give a brief explanation of what that is. So for example, the needs of some community members can be met. This is so as the firm will be engaged in giving food, back to school items, etc., that are needed to members of the community. Another way that the public relations activities of a firm could benefit communities is that they can build good relations with each other, right? So this can be done with the firm sponsoring sporting events, which help to build camaraderie and team spirit in the community. So let's look at C. C says describe 3 factors that influence consumer behavior. Now it says describe, so you can't just list a factor. You have to tell what that factor is all about. All right, can you come up with 3 factors? Let's look at some possible answers. And to describe, it will be 2 marks for each factor that is described. 1 mark for identifying the factor and an additional mark for actually describing it. So the first factor is price of substitute product. Consumers may choose alternative products that can be used to accomplish the same task if the price is lower, such as purchasing margarine instead of butter. And we know if you use butter or margarine to cook with, it's basically going to do the same thing, right? And so whether you use margarine or not, you still get done what you need to get done. So what is going to influence whether a consumer buys margarine or butter sometimes is based on the price of the substitute. So in this case, if the margarine is cheaper, guess what? Consumers will be drawn to purchasing the margarine. If the butter is cheaper, guess what? Consumers will be drawn to purchase the butter. The second one is brand loyalty, and a lot of you are like that. You're used to a certain brand, you're used to their product, and so you will not even attempt to buy anything else, any other brand except for that company's product. So this is when a customer continues to purchase the same type of product for a period of time because they are satisfied with it. So they will not even try anything that is put out there on the market. So if you're used to buying Grace products, Grace tin mackerel, you have other types of mackerel out there, but guess what? You're so used to Grace and you love Grace tin mackerel. Hey, you're just going to stick to it. That is brand loyalty, not going anywhere. Another possible factor is the income that the consumer has. So consumers are likely to buy what they can afford. So if they are not earning enough to buy an expensive product, guess what? They will not do it. So consumers will naturally buy what they can afford. Let's look at question D. It says, explain 2 ways in which a government can protect consumers through its consumer organizations. Explain 2 ways in which a government can protect consumers through its consumer organizations. I'll give you a few seconds to think of 2 ways. All right, let's look at some possible answers here and explain. Take note of marks. It's actually 6 marks, so it's 3 marks each for explaining. So ways in which government can protect consumers through its consumer organizations. First way is to protect consumers from being sold defective products. The government will have organizations such as the Bureau of Standards to do inspections to make sure any products being sold meets the acceptable standard. This prevents consumers from being ill or facing great losses from using products that are not long lasting. And this is so important because, for example, if you're constructing a house, any kind of building, and you use bad cement, guess what's going to happen? That house is going to crumble. And so it's so important that the government protect consumers through its consumer organizations in doing this, making sure that products that are out there on the market are in good condition, that they meet the acceptable standard so that consumers can use it. A second way is give consumers information Consumers will be armed with important information so that they can make good decisions about what to purchase. This will definitely help consumers to not be cheated by businesses. And guess what? When businesses know that consumers have information, they have an idea of what the prices of goods should be, they know their rights, the businesses will not attempt to cheat consumers or to conduct unfair business practices. So if you buy, something that's not good, the consumers know that they have a right to return it, to get what they actually paid for, or to get a refund. So getting information is critical, and that's a very good way that consumers can be protected. All right, so that's it for question 3. That's a total of 20 marks that you would have worked for. All right, hope you learned something. See you next time.